All right. Hi, everybody. It's Sayward coming to you from www.findyourdivinity.com. My business is Apotheosis, and I am here to help you find your divinity. So, beginning this series, we're going to do a 7-class series on the major chakras of the body. If you're not familiar with what a chakra is, basically, I'm going to take this down to easy steps. Okay, we're not going to do anything complicated here. I just really want to kind of discuss what these chakras are, because as I was reading about them, as I was trying to learn about them initially, I felt like there was so much information and I didn't know what to do with it all. Okay, so I want to put this into a way that's really digestible for you guys. I'm going to kind of discuss the things that I've seen, some of the differences in teachings and things like that, so that you guys just kind of get a broad knowledge, generalized knowledge, of course, because the chakra system is so deep. These first 7 are just the very tipping point as far as chakras go. So don't feel like, oh, I know my 7 chakras, I've got chakras down. You've just learned that you have a spine, basically, because the system itself is so diverse. So anyway, a really easy, digestible, hopefully fun video series that we can talk about our chakras here. So the first chakra that we're going to talk about is in this video, and if you guys haven't taken the chance to do so, if you're watching this from Patreon and you're like, oh, this seems like it might be nice, go ahead and subscribe if you could. If you're watching this from maybe YouTube or something else like that, like and subscribe, okay? Enough plugging about me. Let's talk about that root chakra. Now, the color of the root chakra is red. And it's this nice, like, kind of life-giving. It also makes me think of blood red, okay? This is your root chakra. Now, where is the root chakra, I think, is a great question. Now, anybody who's squeamish with their bodies here may not like this, but your root chakra is located at your perineum, okay? There is a very famous meditation guy who tells you that it is at your taint. I prefer the term perineum, okay? So what it is basically is you have this cluster right there in your perineum, which is, you can imagine it as a lotus flower. So if you've ever seen a lotus flower, they come in a number of colors, but generally what people think is like a white or maybe a pink lotus, and they're very small aquatic flowers that can actually become quite large depending on their species and where they are, but they're generally these smaller aquatic flowers that are low to the ground, and they spread out and they have these beautiful pointed petals. So the idea here, it doesn't matter if you know what a lotus flower looks like or not. You can totally look them up, but you're thinking about a flower and a flower bud. You could think about a rose bud. Any flower, whatever you can think of. Think about a bud, okay? And that bud is going up through your perineum, up towards your tailbone and spine, okay? So right through that main energy channel, that is going to be that root chakra. Now, with the root chakra, the way that it works is it's kind of the inverse of the crown chakra, which we'll talk about at the end of the series. But in this imagining of this flower, what you want to think about is a flower that's kind of like turned upside down. So the stem of the flower is moving directly into your energy channel, and what would be opening up, okay, is going to be right there at your perineum, right there, facing downwards. So literally think about it like the roots of anything, okay? They're a cluster that comes out from the stem and they spread outwards. And that's what your root chakra is kind of like. So when you imagine the root chakra and you imagine there being energy and the work of the root chakra, the work of the root chakra we'll get into next, it's really about grounding and security It's about having a firm footing and feeling like you're safe. So those roots are super important, okay? So we're imagining this flower, whatever flower it may be that's in your head, all right? But it's upside down. And those petals start right there at your perineum, and it goes all the way up into your spine, into your main energy channel, okay? So the Sanskrit for this is Muladhara, which is basically two words that have been conjuncted together. The first one, mula, means root, and the second one, adhara, sorry about my pronunciation, obviously I don't speak Sanskrit, but it has to do with existing, with the basis of existence. So if you put this together, it's your root and your base of existence. So this root chakra is the connection to our physical bodies. It is about the way that you feel. It is about the way that I look. It is about how tall I am and how well my arms work and how well I digest and how things are working with this physical body that my spirit has chosen to incarnate into, okay? It is also our connection into that earth element. So earthing, if you've heard of that, we'll talk about that again a little bit later, can be extremely helpful for balancing out our root chakra, okay? So the root chakra is this beautiful color red, and it also has the lowest vibrational rate. So what I mean is that this is the lowest color in the light spectrum that we are seeing as far as our chakric body goes. And so this is something that, interestingly enough, is extremely agitating to us, right? Like when we see red, we think stop, we think danger, we think alert, okay, red, oh, alert. There's a reason why stop signs are red. There's a reason why, we pay attention to these things. So our root chakra really does have to deal with security, and that's kind of how our brains have connected that with the color red, okay? We talked about where it is. So let's talk about when it develops. Your root chakra begins at the beginning of you. So when your parents have copulated and you now are sperm plus egg and we're like, zap, okay, let's make a human being, that's the very beginning energies of that root chakra, okay? Now, from the developmental ages, you're looking at anywhere from 0 to 3 or maybe 5, okay, those years. So if you think about this as far as like the child's age and their mental age and of course that developmental age, if you think about those terms, this is a time in your life where you are not self-conscious, where you do not have a sense of self. You still believe, your head is still, I'm a part of my mom, I'm a part of my caretaker, whatever. There's no sense of, oh, well, I shouldn't be doing that because I might get zapped. Or, oh, I shouldn't be doing that because I don't want people to see me picking my nose and, that'll be bad for me societally. Or, oh, I shouldn't be doing that because there's no sense of that, okay? It's total consciousness. The root chakra is that total consciousness. So when we talk about, and also the crown chakra is that total consciousness, right? Parallels. Again, we're going to save that kicker for the end. I mean class 7. What we're talking about here is this sense of total awareness. Like everything is new. I see things as they are. I take them in as they are. And this is what I'm using to build up my experience. So this is the root of our existence. This is our root of self-preservation. This is our root of like just existing in life, okay? So animals that are running out and they're wild and they're feral, they are what they are, okay? They are running hard on root chakra because this is about instinct. This is about I have to eat and take care of my physical body to survive, okay? If you are a person who operates at the root chakra level, you're going to be really interested in doing those things. So I need to eat, I need a place to sleep, and that's, I have sex every once in a while. That's what I'm interested in. That's kind of my existence, okay? And there are people out there who are like that, and if that's you, that's okay. But know that you're operating there at that root chakra, okay? So this is a time, again, that's prior to our self-consciousness, right? Where we're like conscious or we're worried about, how do I look? Way prior to that. So what's happening at this time? Well, you're having to rely on others. So this is where you're developing that sense of security. Can I trust other people? If I call out and I need help, is someone going to be there for me? If I'm hungry, am I going to get fed? If I'm tired, is there going to be a safe place for me to be able to sleep uninterrupted? Okay? All of these things you're learning as you're a baby, developed by the nature of your caretakers. Are your caretakers prompt? Are your caretakers providing you a safe space? Or are you being moved around constantly? Is there constant noise around you? Are you not being fed properly? Are you not being changed properly? Or is your parent ignoring you because they're, tied into a phone instead of doing things with you that they should be, okay? All of these things you're taking in as an infant, and you're not aware of them, but they're building this sense of the world for you, okay? So I think that now talking about what's happening during that time, it's a great time to talk about the things that may manifest in your life now as an adult or as a teenager, whoever you may be. The things that are manifesting now for you, how those could relate to a root chakra imbalance, okay? So I printed out, I printed out some ideas about like things that we could be looking for, all right? And the number one sign that you have an imbalance in your root chakra or that you have issues with your root chakra is trust, okay? If you have trust issues, this is a root chakra problem, okay? You probably have blocks in other areas related to trust, but the real spillover, the real home of that is at the root chakra, okay? So if you have a general mistrust of other people, you feel like you can't rely upon anybody, you believe that you're the only person that can do the job, you are a workaholic, you are the person who's like, just get out of the way and I'll do it myself. I'll take care of it because you know that it'll be done right. You would rather do the thing yourself instead of, even if it's harder on you, you would rather do the thing yourself instead of asking someone to help because you just feel like it would be easier if they didn't. That's because you can't trust their work. That's because you feel like you can't trust what they're going to do. You can't trust that they're going to care as much as you do. You can't trust in their inherent perfectionism because maybe they don't have it, right? Everybody's operating at different levels. You're wide aware of this, and that's why you don't really want to trust other people with your work. So another good sign that you may have a root chakra imbalance is if you have difficulty in relationships. I know, it sounds like, well, shouldn't relationships be about the heart or maybe the sacral? No, because relationships have so much to do with trust and security, right? Like, if you think about sex, we think about that sacral chakra, which we'll get into in the next video. Next video is all about sex, guys. By the way, tune in. Part 2 is going to be about sex and doing it. Yeah. Okay. If you think about the sacral chakra being all about, like, the sex, most of the time, if you're going to be able to have meaningful sex or procreative sex, like sex that is, I don't mean just procreative like creating a child, I mean creating things, creating bonds, creating ties, creating anything, right? If you're looking for that, you've got to meet somebody that you're willing to put your genitals next to. You've got to be able to get naked in front of a person. You should be having conversations about their sexual history and all kinds of other stuff that may not make you feel very comfortable. Hopefully you've asked them what their middle name, okay? Like there are some interactions that have to happen before that conjugal act can even occur. And that's where the trust comes in, right? Because if you're like, oh man, I don't know if you're safe for me to take my clothes off with. They're definitely not at this, oh my gosh, we're going to have tantric, awesome, amazing, mind-blowing, life-changing sex, right? So relationships, at the very basis, have to do with this root chakra, and every single relationship that you are ever going to be in will interact with your root chakra, because it's constantly, am I safe in this situation? Am I secure in this situation? Can I trust this person with my body, with my beliefs, with my emotional self? Okay, so that root chakra plays a huge portion in our relationships. I don't just mean sex, I mean everybody. Okay, if you don't feel like you can trust somebody, you're not going to be telling them your dirtiest of secrets. I don't care who it is. Okay, let's talk about the environment. So if you are a person who has damage to your root chakra, you may also feel like you're coming from a place where there's never enough. So think about that infant. Okay, we are developing our root chakras at this time where we are reliant upon the needs of other people, upon the actions of other people, I mean. So if your parent is not feeding you enough, if they're not giving enough attention to you, if they pay you a little bit of attention and then they're like, okay, go away, and that's really the limit of your interaction, if you never feel like you get enough as a child, as a little one, you may be a person who then feels like you are not getting enough in your adult life. Okay, so you feel like there's not enough to go around. You feel like there's a lack of abundance. So this can spill out into your environment. People who are hoarders almost always, I'm not even going to say almost, people who are hoarders have root chakra imbalances. That's just how it is. Okay, you come from a place where you either feel like you're not enough or you feel like there isn't enough. Okay, we all know about the 30s archetype of the grandma who saves all the plastic bags, and she's got drawers full of twist ties and, cans of beans from 1973, just because she might need them. All right, when you look at that person topically, you go, okay, well, she's batshit crazy. How many cats does she own? 12. But when you look at that person from a realistic perspective, that person grew up in the 30s. If they're still alive, they were very young at this time. This is a time where your entire family is going, there's not enough, there's not enough, there's not enough. All the people around you are living in this vibration of there's not enough, we need for, because we have not, okay? So even if you're little bitty and you didn't live in it that long, that's a hugely developmental time, okay? So again, these people who are older and who lived through the 30s, they're hoarding from this space of not having enough. Well, what if you didn't live in the 30s? And what if you are still a hoarder? A lot of those people, if you talk to them, they feel like they're not enough. They feel like they're not good enough, that they're not meaningful enough, that they did bad, that they're wrong. Something's happened in their lives, or maybe a lot of somethings have happened in their lives that have caused them to feel this sense of lack. They feel like there's a hole in them, and they try to fill that hole by, instead of trusting people, okay, because they have root chakra issues, they can't trust people. Instead of trusting someone with this pain, instead of trusting someone with their abuse, instead of trusting someone with their secret, they choose to push everybody out. And the way that you can make sure that you keep everybody out is by making sure that nobody ever comes to your home, which you don't plan on leaving often, okay? So you start filling it with stuff. That's where animal hoarding comes from, okay? Yes, there are cases of animal hoarding with people who have psychiatric issues, and that's their own deal. That's not what I'm trying to get into. What I'm trying to get into is the big picture. And people who hoard animals are doing it so because they need that love. They want to care for another creature. They want to give that love, but they don't trust humans enough to do that, so they use animals. And the bigger the hoard, the bigger that hole inside themselves. Okay? So take a look at your environment. Maybe you're not a hoarder. And if you are a hoarder, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it, but you need to know that there are people who do understand, and there are people who do care, and there are people who do want to help. Okay? So if you're in that situation, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I will help you however I can. I digress. If you are not in that hoarding situation, but maybe you have a lot of clutter in your life and you like really struggle to try and keep a clean house, you really struggle to try and like keep organization of stuff, keep a hold of stuff, and keep stuff in good repair, that could be a sign that you have an imbalance with your root chakra. Okay? So now that you've taken a look kind of outside, let's take a look inside, and we're going to talk, and we've kind of hit on some of these things, but we're going to talk about what that really means for you. So let's look at your physical body. Okay, if you have a root chakra imbalance, you could have any of the following. Okay, you could be a person when you're going to have issues with those basic physical needs if you have a root chakra problem. Okay, because this is our basic, our survival. Okay, right? Okay, so the basic physical needs, what are you going to have issues with? Food. So you're going to either binge eat, overeat, or maybe you're not going to be a person who wants to eat at all. Okay? What are you doing? Do you have difficulties in eating appropriately like you should? Are you a person who maybe has issues with bulimia or anorexia, or a person who has issues with just straight up, I can't stop eating this. I buy family-sized lasagnas, I eat them, I vomit, and I eat more. Okay? These are all symptoms. This dispatterned eating, root chakra imbalance. What you're going to see as far as your body goes, excuse me, with this eating pattern, it most usually happens when you're depressed or anxious. So what this is saying is, if you are a person who has disorders in eating, especially tied to your feelings, this is screaming root chakra imbalance. Okay? Also, if you have leg and feet problems, issues with your circulation, or bone issues, these all have to do with root chakra imbalances. So your bones are the foundation for your body, right? Your skeleton. You are nothing but a sack of meat and glands without your skeleton. Your skeleton, you may not know, your skeleton actually is what makes your blood. Your bones produce your blood. So that's why your circulation is also involved in this root chakra. And that's one of the reasons why this root chakra is this color red. Okay? So when we're talking about an imbalance, we have two different kinds of imbalances. What we have is a deficiency or an excessive. Okay, so if you have a deficient imbalance, it's trying to conserve and protect. If you have an excessive imbalance, it's overcompensating. Okay, so for instance, if you have a deficiency in your root chakra, you feel lifeless, you feel sluggish, you feel totally fatigued, you feel maybe you are waking up in the morning and you're still like, oh, Jesus Christ. I've slept for 10 hours and I'm still exhausted. I've slept properly for weeks and I'm just so tired. Why can't I pull this together? Okay, good sign that you may have a deficiency in your root chakra. Things tend to also manifest internally for you as well. So you may not have so much of the outward manifestations. You may have some of the physical manifestations, but a lot of these are going to be internal for you. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I don't edit my videos. I straight up just like say everything that I have to say. So when you are a person who's coming to me and talking to me and watching my videos, it's really like you sat down and you talked to me in a class, okay? If I mess up, I mess up, and there we go. This is life, is what it is. So, I digress. if you have an excess in that root chakra, now you're looking at the overcompensating, and what you're looking at is I'm high energy, I'm in your face, I'm aggressive, I may be a little agitated or energetic and lively, I'm very outwards, okay? So what that means is you've got so much energy that's flowing in through that root chakra that you're very, okay? If you are running into a deficiency in the root chakra, you have to correct that imbalance. If you're running into an excess in that root chakra, you have to correct that imbalance, because as you can tell, right, I'm super tired, or, oh, I have too much energy. Neither one is particularly where we want to be, right? We all want to have a good level of energy so that we can sit and we can do what we need to do, or we can get up and we can go play with the kids, or we can go, cook dinner and not feel like I have to take a nap because I just cooked dinner. Okay, all of those things. We really are looking for a balance. So, if you feel like you're imbalanced, there may be, that may be a sign of your root chakra imbalance. So, feeling disconnected from other people, feeling like you can't be yourself around other people, feeling dizzy or anxious, spacey, like mental fog, total constant mental confusion, being in a crowded room and feeling like you're completely alone. These are all signs of that root imbalance. So what are we going to do to correct these? Okay, you probably like, oh my goodness, okay, yep, I have a root chakra imbalance. Don't feel bad. Just about everybody that I've encountered does. Because the root chakra is also home of our ancestral karma. If you think about it, it's developing at a time when we are completely reliant upon the other people around us, our ancestors. So there are things in our root chakra that come to us in our DNA while we were being formed, and that's a portion of our ancestral karma. But the other portion of that is the way that our caretakers take care of us, and so that's like two halves to this just small figment of the root chakra. Okay, so everybody who has an ancestor has had an ancestor who did not do the right thing. I don't care who you are, every single person has had somebody in their lives who has done something bad. It's just the nature of statistics in the world. So to some degree, you collect and you hold that in your root chakra, and that's why doing a lot of these balancing exercises can help you, because there may be things in your root chakra that you are aware have hurt you. My mom was not a nice person to me, or, my dad was not there. That may be obvious to you, but you may not know about the traumas that have happened that are still being carried in your DNA from 2, 3, 4, and 5 ancestors ago, okay? Understand that because you have a root chakra block, it means that you have an excellent starting point to really build that health. And we're starting at the root chakra, not just because it's the base chakra, but because it's the one that you really need to start with, okay? You cannot expect to have any meaningful level of healing. You cannot expect to have any meaningful level of healing on any of these further progressive chakras unless you have a strong root. You have to have a firm foundation, right? You can buy all the camping gear and all the mountain climbing gear that you want to, but if you lose your footing on the side of Everest, you're fucked, okay? You have to have that firm footing, and that's what this root chakra brings us. So let's talk about how we can work on kind of fixing that root chakra and seeing what we can do to work together towards figuring out what it is will help balance you in your particular situation. And then we're going to move into this root chakra balancing meditation. So I won't be meditating, but I will definitely be helping you guys. I took a root chakra meditation that was a little bit different and kind of tweaked it into something that I think is way more workable. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so we are at this half-hour point. I'm hoping to just make this an hour-long video here. So we will get started and figure out where the rest of this goes. So what I mean by getting started is let's get started on the healing portion, okay? Now that we know what the signs and symptoms are, now we can move into that place where we are really talking about how we're going to fix it. So what you need to do in considering this is consider your imbalance. What are you having? Are you having a deficiency? Are you having too much? Okay? Do you feel like you are not really getting the benefits from this root chakra? Are you feeling unsafe? Are you feeling passive? Are you feeling lifeless and listless? This sort of a feeling. This is a sign of a deficiency. Okay, so what you want to do is to try to bring more of this color spectrum into your eye, into your body, into your heart, to pull it into your root. Okay, so if you're looking for a gemstone, what you want to do are find the gemstones that are this color. Okay, find something that's going to bring more of this color into your light, into your eyes, into your energy channel. All right, so gemstones that are great for this, anything red. We're looking at rubies. I really like to use rubies and garnets for root chakra work, especially garnets, because they get so dark and so deep of color. They're fantastic. It can be expensive to try and buy rubies and garnets though. So for people who don't have those, rose quartz can be really helpful for this, especially if you're doing a heart chakra balancing as well. Rose quartz is great for both of those areas. Red agate. Okay, agate comes in so many different colors. You can find it in any color, completely natural and dyed. They're fantastic. So a red agate is a good idea. Bloodstone was on this list that I saw. And so I want to kind of talk about bloodstone. If you've seen bloodstone itself, it's kind of like this dark green, almost black kind of looking stone. And it's got these flecks in it. Let me pull this up here, because I'm not sure what it is. It's actually the flecks in it, but it's this really dark stone, and then it's okay. So you guys know bloodstone is also known as heliotrope, classified as a jasper. So if you're looking for it, like on eBay or wherever you buy your stones, a red jasper is another one that you can look for. But this bloodstone, so it's a combination of jasper or chalcedony and quartz. So the dark green is the chalcedony, and then the blood spots, these red spots on the surface of it, are either red jasper or iron inclusions. Okay, so what you have here with the bloodstone is this interesting mix between the excessive and the deficient qualities. Okay, you have this blue-green and you have this red, which makes it the primary stone for the root chakra as far as I'm concerned. Okay, because oftentimes what we'll do is we'll send a lot of energy into this root chakra, this deficient root chakra, but the deficient root chakra can only open up so much at once. It's not going to fully just blow open and you're completely healed. Okay, healing, as with all things in the human body, takes time, and we heal with intention. Okay, so this bloodstone allows you to be able to have the power of, oh look, okay, there's this red energy, but also you have the power of the, oh, okay, there's this quieting energy as well. So really great stone to be working with as far as that's concerned. Now, I do want to talk about, sorry guys, I switched off of something here and I gotta move back. I do want to talk about those stones that are going to be good for decreasing this. Now this, again, you'll want to use this kind of a stone if you are aggressive, agitative, if you are a person who deals with a lot of anger issues, if you are a person who sees red, okay? These are the stones that you're looking for. You're looking for alexandrites, any of the green, blue agate, which again, if you get a bloodstone and you just find yourself a bloodstone and you're like, man, I'm getting too much root chakra, look at that green part, man, my root chakra is not quite up to snuff, look at that red part, okay, bloodstone. onyx, tiger's eye. These are not necessarily blue-green, but they're very calming, they're very grounding, they're very protective stones, okay? So if you have this excessive, we're trying to overcompensate. So I have damage in my root chakra, but instead of feeling afraid and like, oh, I can't trust anybody, I'm going to make sure that nobody messes with me by being aggressive and angry and offensive, okay? Both of these ways, this like timid way and this aggressive way, are both ways of trying to protect that damaged root, okay? So what are other ways that we can protect that root? Maybe I'm not interested in stones. Sense. The root chakra is connected to our sense of smell, okay? So as children and as adults, we find that smells connect these crazy amounts of things in our memories, right? Like if you smell a certain kind of cookie, maybe you think about this time at your grandma's house, or if you smell a certain cologne, you think about this person that you used to be with, or if you smell a particular flower, or maybe it's the smell of glue. It reminds you of how Timmy in the 3rd grade pulled your pigtails, whatever it may be, okay? Scent is really our most primal of senses, and it is the one that is most directly connected to our memories. Okay? So if you are experiencing that excessive side, that aggressive side, you are looking for things that are going to help calm that. So you're looking for grounding scents. I recommend cedar, I recommend patchouli, and I recommend spikenard. Now, you may not be familiar with spikenard. It's used in the Bible. You can Google it and look it up. I'm not quoting the Bible here on my channel. But it has amazingly sedative qualities. This is a very relaxing oil. This is a very relaxing scent. So any of these are really great. You can actually get spikenard as an anointing oil, which is wonderful if you're dealing with a lot of excessive like anger issues, okay? Those deficient, so that pulled in, musk, lavender, hyacinth, vetiver. What's about all these? They're calming, but they're also pretty aggressive, right? Like when you smell lavender, you smell lavender. Hyacinth, if you've ever had a hyacinth that maybe bloomed out on the porch, when you open up the windows, it just wafts and it fills in the room, okay? Vetiver, another really strong but grounding, clean scent, and that musk. Everybody knows musk. That is the primal of scents, right? So we talked about gemstones, we talked about scents. What are other things that you can do to help balance this root chakra? Okay, I'm going to give you some ideas. I think that the way that you decide which is what you should be doing is what seems right for you. Okay, go out and try it. If you feel better, that's what you're supposed to be doing. If you don't like it, it makes you feel insecure, it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's not the right thing for you, okay? You have to be the partner in your healing. You are your own healer. I'm just setting up the conditions. I'm just giving you the information. You are the person who has to do the healing. You are the person who has to do the balancing, okay? So don't be afraid to empower yourself. I know, but my root chakra is damaged. I'm worried. I got your back, okay? There's lots of stuff here that you can do without anybody watching you at all that will help bring you into that place of calm security. Okay, so some other ideas. Grounding music, mantras. The sound of this root chakra is Lam. L-A-M. Lam. And meditating on that sound and continuing with that simple mantra, just Lam, La, really focusing on each of the letters, okay, don't ignore La. I'm trying to get past this L so I can get to this A. Hang out with all of them, okay? La. Hang out with them, all right? That, I can already feel it. that movement, that sound is moving that energy down there, down into your root chakra, okay? Another mantra that you can use, anything that's very short, anything that is about this. So I am secure, I am whole, I am safe, I can trust, I do trust, I am good, okay? All of these things are great mantras that you can use while you're meditating. Meditation is the number one way, I think, to be able to clear your root chakra. However, there are a lot of super effective ways that if you start pairing them together, you end up having this major change in your root chakra and you didn't have to meditate at all. So if meditation is not your bag and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, try something else, okay? You have to go and try something else. Maybe you could try connecting with nature. So I mentioned, I don't know, a while ago about earthing. What is earthing? What is this earthing? Well, to be honest, what it is you take off your shoes and you walk across the ground to recharge your energetic body. How long has it been since you felt the dirt underneath your feet? Hopefully not that long, but if you're sitting there like many are going, you're supposed to take your shoes off there? Get out! I know. Say word. It's February. I don't want to go outside. Okay. You don't have to. But you could buy yourself one of those Zen boxes and start running your hands through the sand. Or you could get yourself some indoor plants. Bring some of the earth in with you. Start to try to connect to those things. And then when you get the opportunity, or maybe you can take a vacation, run away to a different state where it's warmer and you can find a beach. I don't know. Whatever's good for you. Find a way to connect with nature, because what you're trying to do there is you're trying to balance, you're trying to take all these excessive energies and push them out into the ground. You're also trying to absorb and bring in fresh and renewed energies to help that stagnant root chakra if it's not picking up and exuding the kind of energy that you've been looking for, okay? Connecting with the energy, earthing, taking a shower. I know everybody's like, well, hopefully you shower anyway. Yes, hopefully you do. But your showers can be so freaking magical, it's not even funny. Take one of these scents, take the cedar wood, take the vetiver, take whichever one speaks to you, put it onto a shower poof, set it in the drain of your shower, put your shower on, and all of a sudden your shower is going to be filled with this scent, okay? Then point the shower head just about as low as you can, turn around so that you're facing away from it, and bend over. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get a lot of water like almost at your butt, like right above it, okay? As low down that sacrum as you can, because this is going to help to clear and vibrationally energize, vibrationally energize this root, okay? Showering is a great way. Showering also helps us to remove any negativity that's over our auras, and it helps to keep the work that we're doing as far as healing and working cleansed. It helps to keep your work up, okay? Grounding jewelry or stones. So we talked about the stones that you could use. Any of those stones that you would be holding in your hands, you could put on a piece of jewelry and that would help you. 30-second mindfulness. Now, this is something that I'm really into. This is something that I think is super helpful, and you guys should start this practice, okay? Anybody can do it. You take 30 seconds. If you are the person who, oh my God, I don't know if it's been 30 seconds. Set a phone timer if you have to, okay? Set that. Decide you're going to do it, whatever it is, and for 30 seconds, or hopefully longer, but just 30 seconds, breathe. And take a moment to look at the things around you, and really look at the things around you. And if you're still having trouble focusing, think about the feeling of where you're sitting. How do your sit bones feel? How do your legs feel? How does your back feel? How do your shoulders feel? Breathe, okay? Just a simple act of mindfulness pulls us out of this chronic, I'm worried about the future, I can't forget about the past state, and it brings us into the now. And this really allows us to give our chakric bodies a break. Take a rest, okay? Do some breathing and exist where you are right now. So, 2 more things that I'm going to suggest, and then we're going to move into the meditation, and this will be the end of the video, okay? 2 more things. Root chakra visualizations, which I totally am going to walk you through this meditation, and also what's known as catharsis, okay? Self-healing. You have got to keep up the work that you are doing, all right? We are filters. Everything that happens to us, our physical bodies are filters. What we eat, we take into our stomachs, we use what we can, and then we eliminate the rest. What we drink, we use what we can, and then we eliminate the rest. What touches our skin, we take, and then we sweat out. We sweat out the things that can't be used by our skin, right? So we are filters. Our air, same thing. Our bodies, we are totally filters for our environments. So you are constantly taking on interactions and energies from your environment, from other people, from everything that happens, everybody, everything, all the things are interacting with you and your energy all the time. So in order for you to be able to continue and to actually heal these things, you have to be not only working on fixing the spots that need healing, you have to also be working on supporting and loving and keeping the spots that you have healed in good repair, okay? So that's why this process seems like it never ends, because really it doesn't. We have to be taking care of ourselves and giving ourselves the love and the attention that those chakras that we're working to heal deserve to keep them up, okay? So catharsis is a big one. Do these things, but keep doing them, okay? All right, so let's move into this root chakra meditation. Again, I took this and I kind of just changed it around into a thing that I felt was more calming and meaningful. So if you guys are watching this and this has been like hopefully the 3rd or 4th time you've just skipped right on through to me before we did this meditation, we're going to look and say at 47 minutes this meditation begins. So thank you very much for continuing to stick with me through to this root chakra meditation. If you are now ready, I would like you to find a spot where you can become comfortable and make sure that you can hear me well. Go ahead and take your time to do so. And for everyone's comfort, I'm just going to play a little bit of light music here in the background. Make sure that you've turned your phone down. You've shut your door. You've gotten comfortable. It's a good idea to sit for this meditation. However, if you feel more comfortable laying or in another position, please go to what does make you feel most comfortable. Get comfortable. If you're lying down, let your whole body relax and become comfortable. Take your time to get adjusted for your maximum comfort. If you're sitting, relax your hands on your lap or at your side. Whatever way puts you most at ease. Close your eyes now. This is your time now. Leave all your worries at the door. Allow yourself to relax into the flow of the moment. Whatever comes easily for you is just right. There is only right here. Right here, right now. The future and the past do not exist here in the right now. You are here, so breathe. Breathe. Focus on the sound of your breath. Feel it coming in and out of your nose. Focus on the end of your nose and how that breath feels. Breathe. Notice any sounds outside of the room. Acknowledge them and let them go. They only assist you to dive deeper. Breathe. Notice any sounds inside of the room. Acknowledge those and let them go. Breathe. You are in the perfect space. You are in the perfect place. Breathe. Tell your body to relax. Notice your feet. Breathe. Let your feet and legs soften into position. Drop your shoulders. Relax your hands. Breathe. Refocus on the end of your nose and on that breath, and just breathe. All your breath is perfect, as are you. For this time now, just breathe. Allow your full body to soften down and relax into a natural position. Tell your head and your face to relax. Your scalp and your hair now, they relax. At ease, your ears, your jaw and chin relax. Your cheeks, your nose, your eyes, your eyebrows, your forehead, all relax, all soft, all relaxed. Take a breath in and breathe out all the tension in your body. Breathe and relax. You are at comfort. You are bathed in ease. Allow your breathing to fall into its own natural rhythm, not trying to control it in any way. Just observing as you breathe in relaxation and out tension. Breathing in relaxation, breathing out tension. Focus your attention at the end of your nose just now. You are watching the natural rhythm of your breathing. There is no right or wrong way to breathe here. Your breathing is perfect, Just like you, your breathing is perfect. You are in the right place. You are in the perfect space. So just breathe. When you are ready, now bring your attention to the base of your spine. Set the intention to connect with your root chakra. Imagine that you are peering deep, deep, deep into your belly, down to your roots. Take notice of what the chakra looks like. What color is it? How does it feel? How does it look? Is it swirling and moving? Is it fast or slow? Is it small or a large light? All lights are right lights, and all your lights are bright. Breathe. Breathe deeply and see the energy flowing in through your nose, down your throat, past your lungs, and down through your body, deep, deep, deeply through your energy channel. The energy flows down, down through your spine, into your roots. See the air coming into your nose and falling down. It falls, it cascades like a waterfall into that root chakra, filling it and bathing it in the warm red light. Fire. Breath, fire, breath, all is one. When you have connected with that root chakra, now imagine a lovely little light there. It swirls around like a little whirlpool in your spine. Deep, deep in your belly. You breathe in and the energy falls and cascades and pools and swells and fills. Now breathe. Bring your attention to your breathing. Breathing in relaxation, breathing out tension. Breathing in relaxation, breathing out tension, breathing in relaxation, and breathing out tension. Breathe that red light into your root chakra and watch as the red glow starts to gently spread. Breathe, expand. With every in-breath, you pull in more fresh red light, allowing it to fill your base chakra and spread outwards. Root. Breathing in red light energy, breathing out tension. Root. Breathing in red light energy, breathing out tension. Root. Breathing in red light energy, breathing out tension. Root. This red light brings you health, security, strength. Let the red light fill you as it spreads down to your toes. Feel it empower you as it connects you to the earth's energy. Root. Feel the lovely red glow as it gently spins and envelops within you. You are strong. You are safe. You are grounded. Breathing in fresh earth energy, breathing out old and stale, breathing insecurity, breathing out fear, breathing in confidence, breathing out all those fears. You are secure. You are safe. You are grounded. Breathe. Bring your attention now to the red light of this root chakra. Visualize it now, getting smaller. Bring it down, 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 closing it to the size of just a fairy light, bringing it down to its normal function. Repeat to yourself now, my root chakra is working at normal function. My root chakra is working at normal function. My root chakra is working at normal function. I now have a balanced approach to meeting my earthly needs. All my needs are met. Bring your awareness back to the flow of your breathing, in and out, in and out. The end of your nose, notice the cool breath as it comes in through your nose and down the back of your throat and into your lungs. Fill your lungs with that cool breath. Notice the natural movement of your belly as you breathe in and out. Be aware of your full body again as it rests against the floor. Bring your attention to your toes and give them a little wiggle. Then to your fingers and give them a little wiggle. Give your shoulders a little shrug. And now let yourself be aware of the room again, of all that surrounds you. And when you feel like you're ready to, you can open your eyes. Wow, intense, right? As you do this root chakra meditation, the first couple times you may feel a little uncomfortable. It may not feel very good to connect with your body because it's been so long since you've done so. You may worry that you're not doing it right. You may feel like, oh, this doesn't seem right. This is foreign to me, and it's only because it's new. I promise you that if you take the time to work on your root chakra, you're going to find a renewed sense of security, and you're going to be at a point in your life where you're ready to work on those other imbalances. Thank you so much for joining me and sticking through to the end of this video. I hope that I've helped shed some beautiful red light onto this root chakra, and I look very forward to looking towards you next week so that we can talk about the sacral chakra and working with that beautiful orange energy. Blessings to you again. Thank you so much. If you can, check out my website, www.findyourdivinity.com. Blessings.